thing everybody else is seeing. Uh, I'm watching. The only reason I watch the news media, local news, national news, worldwide news, I'm just kind of keeping abreast of how everything's going on planet Earth. I watch. I have a little reflection there. I reflect on what I just saw. I'm looking at the idolatry, worshiping anything but the God of heaven. I'm looking at gross perversion, gross immorality. I mean, the sexually transmitted diseases are just rampant. I mean, over 100 million at any given time, according to the Center for Disease Control. You said, boy, we are really in a mess. And then you get down to political parties, because there's a lot of rancor, there always is, among political parties. But correct me if I'm wrong, having watched, I've reflected, I wrote these down. I've observed intently how much friction is coming out of just two parties. I'm not even including the independents. I'm saying there's, for the most part, Republicans on one side, Democrats on the other, political parties. It's been that way since our founding. And I'm seeing what is being said, what people are doing. So I'm being brutally honest. I've watched the individuals who call themselves Republicans. I'm watching them. I'm watching very carefully one Donald J. Trump, who is the duly elected President of the United States of America. He won the race. He is the president. I listened to what he said. All I knew at the time was he's a guy they said was worth about $10 billion. New York's, one of New York City's finest. I looked at him, but right from the get-go, I looked at his competition, which was headed up by one Hillary Clinton, wife of a former president, Bill Clinton. I looked at Hillary Clinton and set her right beside Donald Trump. I started out with Cruz, constitutional scholar, great debater, brilliant mind, low-key, godly man. You're like, you were with Cruz? Yeah. Cruz loses, Trump bumps him off, and the billionaire takes the center stage. And I'm like, ha! He went by the Bushes, he went by Cruz, he went by all of them. Bumped them off one at a time till they were all gone. He's the last man standing. They had the vote. Trump wins. Since that time, because I'm looking at it like you folks are looking at it. What is it that you see? What do you hear coming from the two political parties? I'm watching the same thing y'all are watching. I have come to a studied opinion based on my observation. I've come to a conclusion. Democratic Party is full of very hateful, sinful, almost, you could add nonsensical, faithless, they're heartless, ruthless. I'm quoting the old Romans 1:28 and following. You say, biblically speaking, you're just looking at the two camps, and I'm looking at the Republicans and how they behave, what they say. I'm looking at Donald Trump. He has, he said what he wanted to do. He has systematically, straightforward, fulfilled what he said he would do if we, the people, elected him. He just came out of nowhere. He was like a root out of dry ground. That's what Jesus was talking about. Well, Donald Trump just came out of nowhere. I'd heard about him through the years, some kind of big shot, you know. I look at our economy, way better than before he started. Donald Trump did that. He said he was going to do that. Well, I watched. I said, that sucker, he did it. Best it's ever been. Tax cuts. He's pro-religion. He's pro-God. He's pro-life. You're like, for the first time ever, we are the United States of America. 30 years ago, when all the hullabaloo were buying most of our oil from over there, from Iran, and I don't know where in the Middle East, you say gas prices going out the roof, you know, they try to boycotts and this and that and the other. They had us. We were dependent on them. All that's gone. We're energy independent. If someone had told me that the United States had more oil and gas than any other country in the world, you said, was that even a factor before Donald Trump rolled in? No. Trump comes in, and bingo, within 3 years, we're energy independent. Shocking. The numbers on the economy. Shocking. All the jobs that's been created. People keeping more of their money. You say, this dude did exactly what he said he would do. Trying to get us out of these wars that seem to never stop. So I'm watching the entire thing. Donald Trump has done and is doing exactly what he said. His accusers, I'm just looking at how they behave. I've taken note of it and I've contemplated it. I said, the people of the Republican Party behave a lot better than the Democratic Party. It's almost not making any sense to listen to what these Democrats are saying. It doesn't make any sense. It's nonsense. I've never seen a bunch that were so stagnant. They're looking down at the ground, and they are full of hate. Just full of hate.